It seems like everywhere I go, I see vans these days. Some of them just beautifully built out like this one. I'm here getting my car, or my van rather, serviced at Bob Baker Automotive, and there were so many vans here today, and I was fortunate enough to run into Corbin, who is gracious enough to sit down and talk with me for a while and share his beautiful van build. So we're going to be doing a tour with Corbin, who is a very young man who has some great ideas and some ambitions, and he just got his van back. He's only had it back, the build, for a little over a week, so he's a total newbie. So let's get started, and I'm going to introduce you to Corbin. Well, hello, Corbin.
Hello. Welcome.
Well, what a way to meet.
Seriously, I love it. I pulled in and I saw 3 other vans pull up, and I'm like, this is going to be awesome.
I know, how cool. So how old are you, Corbin? You look like a baby to me.
I'm 22 years old.
22 years old, and you have your own van.
I just bought my first house. So
this is your first house.
First house.
It is, and we're going to do a tour of it a little bit later. But, well, at a truck place, we got a lot of truck noise. So tell me, what made you decide, to do this, to get a van, to build it out at 22?
Well, I got the opportunity to start renting different places, and I started looking around for places to live and saw how expensive it was, and we were at work joking around about, hey, maybe you should just go live in a van and it will cost a lot less, and a joke turned into, wait, that'd actually be a really fun lifestyle, and here we are.
So here you are with a van, and so the rents in California are pretty high, so if you're going to stay here long term, this is a great option to consider. And then you were telling me something else that you plan on doing with your van in the future. I thought, for 22, you're a very savvy businessman.
Attempting to be.
What is it you plan to do with your van in the future, Corbin?
So long term, I plan on using it as a rental asset, so I'll start renting it out either on Outdoorsy or another platform, maybe just to some friends and family to start off, someone you trust, someone you know if they break something, they'll be good for it, something like that.
Wow, that is just amazing. So tell me, how did you decide about the layout of your van?
So I went back and forth for a while. It actually just went from company to company. Originally I was looking at the Mercedes Sprinters. I was working with a company up in Utah, and they have them fully built out already, and I was going to purchase it outright, but getting a loan when you're young for $120,000 is quite difficult. So I wanted something that I could rent out and actually make money on eventually. And I know vans come in all different shapes and sizes, and you can put $100,000 into it, or $10,000, and still be happy. But I wanted something that I could rent out and use for a really long time that was professionally made. So I kept getting denied on loans because I have no history of debt, which is kind of funny how that works, but ended up having to kind of make some different things happen for it to work. So I bought the van itself, an empty Ram Promaster with nothing in the back, and then I worked with the company to get it built out. I was able to finance the van itself and then pay cash for the conversion.
So now this is the Ram Promaster 2500?
Yes.
Is it the extended, or is it just the regular length?
It's just the regular wheelbase.
Okay, regular 159, not extended. Okay. And what gave you, at your age, what gave you the idea to rent out your van?
I actually, doing research and living the van lifestyle, they recommend you go and try it out. So I went on a different rental app, and I went on Outdoorsy, picked a van, tried it out for the weekend, and I thought that was an interesting idea that someone kind of gave their home out to someone else. It was similar to Airbnb, like you're giving out your home.
Right.
And I saw how much they were renting out for. Some of the nicer built vans are renting out for $200 plus a night in this area. So I saw, wait, that could be a really good source of income as well. So kind of added a little bonus to the whole thing.
That's a tremendous source of income at $200 a night.
Yeah.
That's $1,400 a week. That's over almost $6,000, about $6,000 a month.
Yeah. So
that's over a year, or half a year even. You would pay for your build, or wow.
So there actually are a lot of people who are buying fleets of vans and renting them out and using that as a business. So
is that something you would consider doing in the future?
Possibly, once I'm settled down more. My lifestyle right now is kind of very mobile. I want to be able to move around a lot, and I just don't think that's something that works out at this moment. But for now, just the one's good for me. We'll see in the future where it takes me. But.
Well, let's go ahead and let's take a look at your van. Let's start with the outside. Do you have any special things on the outside of the van?
Not at the moment. You'll notice the solar just barely sticking out over the top.
Okay, and how much solar do you have?
So there's 2 panels. I don't remember the exact size, but it's able to run fill the batteries every day, and it's fully self-sustainable. So no need to ever plug in unless you're running the stove for a significant amount of time. There's not going to be a need to plug in the shore power, so it's fully self-sustainable.
So when you say it fills up your batteries every day, how much battery power do you have?
So I have 6 lithium battle-borne batteries, so pretty big battery bank for a van build.
Wow,
that is. You need at least 4 to run the induction cooktop, so they recommended just a couple extra just to have that the ability to save more power. So.
Well, let's go inside and let's take a look.
Let's do it.
So looking inside your van, it's just gorgeous, the build. Who did your build?
So this is done by Be My Van. They're based out of Las Vegas. It's a really cool group of guys who, they originally started doing school bus tours. So they built, the company used to be called My Bus Hotel. And they would build out these big school buses into basically moving hotels, and they would take people on road trips and tours throughout South America.
Oh my goodness.
It's super cool. The company's awesome. So they were super nice to work with. They sent updates throughout the build process. They were very helpful with all my questions and concerns and stuff. And they actually make it very user-friendly for the younger generation, I would say. Okay. They let you pick out some of the trim models and stuff. It makes you feel like you customized it.
Right. So what made you decide, Corbin, not to get a shower in here?
So the big turn off with the shower was that as a rental asset, the company that I was working with said that it tends to break a lot.
Okay.
And when people are looking to rent vans, it's usually for like a weekend getaway, maybe a camping trip. So they want something they can fit more people in. This actually turns into a bed right here. This table will fold down.
Oh, so this can fit a third person
so
here.
You can fit a third person here.
Okay.
It's a little more family friendly than a shower. A shower just takes up a lot of space, and I wanted to kind of have space for other things.
But you were telling me you do have an outdoor shower. We'll look at that.
We do have a little outdoor shower in the back. Okay. We'll show you that in a bit. But yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you take us on a tour and show us everything in here?
So interior, you have your sink, a little bit of storage. I have my cleaning supplies down there. I just went and bought all brand new stuff. That's why it looks all clean. I've only been in the van for a week. So
okay, you're brand new in here.
Very brand new.
Now the backdrop. What is that back?
So this is just a veneer of marble. Yep. So it's not real marble. Just
but that looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It adds just that really small touch of that modern design element, which is nice.
And it's so easy to clean. You can just wipe it down.
So easy to clean. You just wipe it down. Yep. And then I have my little plant that I just brought in. I have it velcroed so you can give them some sunlight if you want to, and then move them back over.
Have you named your plant yet?
Not yet. I need to name the van too. So if anyone has any suggestions.
All right. If you have any suggestions for Corbin, send them to me and I'll relay them on to him. Yeah. So now I see you have an induction cook.
Yep. So 2 surface induction cooktop, and all the controls for it right up here.
Oh, the controls are...
Yep, I'm still learning how to use it properly, but the different power settings and how much wattage it pulls. So I've been trying to...
Experimenting with
that with the app and making sure everything's running good. But so far, cooking breakfast and stuff, I've had no problems. So.
I see you have a Dometic refrigerator here. Does it also have a freezer in it?
Yes, it has a small little freezer compartment up top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, haven't put anything in there yet, but we'll... Again, still get used that first week in the van, so we're adjusting to everything.
Some of the other features that I wanted to highlight, or one of the other features that you pointed out, was the curved shelf. And what does that accomplish?
So the purpose of this is twofold. It saves you space here, but it also holds stuff from falling out. So these shelves also are assisted, so they're not going to just fly open.
So it's kind of like a ledge across the bottom.
Exactly.
That's built in.
So, yep, all of them have it, which is really nice.
just these things that you think of that just make life in the van a lot easier. You were sharing about how this portion of the van, the two seats, turn into a bed. And here it is. Can you just show how comfortable this is?
Super comfortable, fits me perfectly. So I'm 6 foot, and I think that'll be about the max that you'd be comfortable sleeping on this. But
right.
Yeah, I can fit perfectly on it.
Wow.
Nice. Yep.
That's just cool.
Very easy to put together, pretty simple. Just move some cushions around, and you can take this back out. It can go kind of wherever you want it to go, but I like to just put it right behind here.
Okay. That's like what, I don't even know if it was 2 minutes. And and it flips back up. So there you go.
There you go.
Oh nice my goodness, that is so cool.
Yep.
So you're going to demonstrate for us how the window blinds work.
So you have full shade.
Okay.
And we have reflective on the other side, so it reflects all the heat out, which is very nice. You got your bug catcher, and then
okay,
open the windows here. Different settings, so if you want it cracked open big, you can leave it out, and then if you want to close it, you just gotta go all the way
now
to the
this
top.
looks kind of like, so it has a frame inside of a frame. Correct. And the blind draws up into that top frame, and then this has a frame that's built onto it. Okay, that's very cool. And this gives a lot of thermal insulation, you say?
Yeah, it's thermal insulation from the outside, and then when you do want to ventilate, it's very nice because you can just crack the window open and then bring up the bug net a little bit, and
okay,
nothing's getting in the van.
And I'm going to show a picture of the outside, how it's reflected on the outside. I thought we would demonstrate this, one of my favorite parts of the van. They built the bed into the wall there, so it gives you more space. And you're how tall?
I'm 6 foot, so it's just about at the limit.
Okay.
I can sit straight and be just fine.
But you said you
usually sleep at a little bit of an angle just to add that extra length.
Right.
So.
But I really love that. And they did it on both sides.
Yeah, they did it on both sides. So with the customization, you're able to choose what windows you have. So you can actually have windows on both sides, here and up front. So I just went with one living room window is what they call it, and then one bedroom window.
As I said earlier, we're in an industrial area at a truck repair and maintenance shop, so we will get a lot of noise, and sorry for that. But to move forward, you have a swivel on that seat, on your passenger seat, which allows you to access this pull-up table. Do you want to demonstrate that?
Nice pull-up table. It's also really nice for cooking, to expand your kitchen space. You have tons of room to move pots and pans around, stuff like that.
And you gave up a little bit of door space, but do you think it was worth it to get this?
I think it was worth it for sure. That extended kitchen is actually very nice. So.
And in the winter, if you're sitting there working on something or eating, you also have a heater down here. And you were telling me that that heater is not a diesel heater connected to a separate diesel tank or diesel carrier. Instead, it's run directly to your gas tank.
Correct. So very similar to a diesel heater, but it just runs off of standard gasoline. So.
Oh, I love that. So that means that you don't have to have a diesel heater if you have a Promaster. You can just run directly to the gas tank.
Correct.
Oh my goodness, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I forgot. I forgot to ask you about, since you didn't have the built-in shower and toilet, what do you do? How do you use the bathroom?
So right now, just at work, different places, public bathrooms. Since I'm doing kind of the city van life right now, it's very easy to find bathrooms, the beach, all those kind of things. So.
But in the future, you do plan to add?
In the future, I do plan. There's a seat just behind you that I plan on having a cassette toilet in. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But.
It seems like this is just the perfect van for you. It's minimal in some ways and has extra features in other ways. But you were saying there was one thing, if you had to do it again, you really might consider adding at the start of the build. And what was that?
That was the air conditioning. So far, I haven't had too many hot days, but I know next summer, or if I'm out somewhere where it's really warm, I'm definitely going to be regretting getting that one.
And because you have 600 amps of lithium battery, so that's more than sufficient to run an air conditioner. So do you think you would add one maybe in the future, or what?
Possibly. I think it'd be a little difficult with just the way that the solar panels are set up and the way the ceiling's put in place, but again, we'll see where it takes us in about a year.
So if you had to recommend anything for a person to add as a luxury item, but it seems like a luxury, but it actually is more of a necessity, you would say an air conditioner.
I think an air conditioner would be definitely something I'd recommend, because originally I was trying to go more with the stealth, make the van look like a work van, but now you can still have that aspect of not looking like someone's living in it if you're just smart about it. So.
Well, Corbin, thank you so much. You're brand new to van life.
Brand new to week 1. So.
And is there if someone wanted to connect with you, do you have a YouTube channel, an Instagram, any of that yet?
I don't have any social media, so
none.
Yeah, none. Yeah.
You're 22. You're the only 22-year-old in America, probably. That's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah, I deleted it about 2 years ago, so it's been very refreshing. So,
okay, well, I will get your contact information and catch up with you, because this is your first week, and I want to see after a few months, maybe 6 months, how you're doing and if you're progressing on your business plan, your business model to rent it out.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks so much, and we'll be catching up with you down the road.